Otakuans, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another beautiful episode. We got a full episode here for y'all today. I know last week was kind of a bit of a slow week there, but we are back in the studio. Today we're going to do one of our long ones again today. I know I say that and some people might go click, but don't. All right. This is anticipated anime
I surely
of
it's gonna be a long one.
of the next season of anime starting January 2025, but we're doing it a little bit different than we usually do it. You know, us boys, we like our tier list, so we're going to be doing somewhat of a tier list for these next animes coming out that is a little bit different than just kind of reading off synopsises and just moving on with the next ones of the ones we know we're going to like. But before we get into that, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the notification bells down below so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Next week, we are going to be getting into our Hotter Drop, our final seasonal wrap-up of this winter season 2024. So we'll see how that one culminates. I know I got some catching.
I love that you took a deep breath right as you said that because this season started just so well, and it's like it fizzled out towards the end, and it's like some show just like, all right, time to watch the last couple episodes of this one. It's like it didn't end the way I expected it to, but we'll get into it next week.
I also got some catching up to do as well, like a lot, because I've been on some like live show binges lately. Like there's been some bangers that have come out, like live show wise, like a new season's dropping. I'm like, fuck, I'm just like stuck on that shit right now. Hey, so you remember? Side note, I guess this is a recommendation for you, technically. You remember when we were talking about K-dramas and how I was big into K-dramas, and my favorite ones are zombie ones. We've talked about this in length before, right? So there's a one that just came out on Netflix.
All right, okay,
and
we're done.
Is the same one?
Happiness.
Is the same one?
Happiness. Yes.
Right. So Happiness, if you're like, so I found out about Happiness like a while ago. Unfortunately, at the time, you could only watch it if you had like a VPN or if you were in Korea. You could not watch it in the United States. And they just dropped that bitch on Netflix. I'm on the last episode right now, and that shit is good. Like mix of like romance and day slice of life mixed with like zombie, and the zombies, the different type of zombies that I've never seen before, are just like this is a great fucking show. Unfortunately, I don't really like watching Korean shows in Korean. I like putting the little English over it. That mouth off stuff doesn't bother me, but this one's only in Korean because it never came out in the United States until now, so there's no English dub for it. Happiness was it's a fantastic show so far.
This is the fruits of being friends for so long, because you actually sent me the TikTok of this show
a long time ago,
over a year ago. And it was a TikTok of like this lady being tricked by a zombie to come inside. And you're like, oh, this shit looks amazing. I'm like, yeah, it does. I actually ended up finding it because I thought about it again just randomly. And I was like, how can I watch this? There was an app you can download. It was a Korean drama. I mean, you can still download it, obviously, but you can watch a whole bunch of Korean drama movies, TV shows. And I watched all 11 episodes of Happiness just to find out the next day that it dropped on Netflix. So I watched the final episode on Netflix. But yes, fucking Happiness was amazing. I actually love that show. And as soon as you start talking about like you're watching like live action shows, I'm like, oh, well, I only watched one live action show. And you're like, Korean. I'm like, bitch, are you about to talk about the same show?
Yeah, I mean that's facts. Best friends. I mean that because I know out of the live shows that you only watch, it's the ones I talk to you about constantly, and K-dramas. I know that's really the only live action shows you watch. But this show is when I saw it drop, I saw it dropping 2 days prior when it said coming soon. I said no fucking way. And you know what's funny is it has just enough romance and like comedy moments in it that even my wife hates zombie stuff. I mean, hates. You know, Sarah, we've all been in the same room and talked about how she hates zombie stuff before. She actually sat and watched the show with me because she's like, because there's just enough romance and enough like day-to-day life shit for it to be okay, and then the zombie shit happens. It's kind of like I related it to her like combat, for example, like long stretches of boring and life shit and very short bursts of excitement.
Hmm.
Like that's how I mentioned it to her, and she was just like, I mean, that makes sense. Like, look at it. You get a few zombie things, but it's enough. It's so balanced.
Hmm.
It's so balanced that you're just like, the minute you think you're like, okay, there's a little, they're kind of just bullshitting, what, and then the minute it just hits you, and you're like, oh fuck, like here we go. I almost forgot this was a goddamn zombie show.
Yeah, this show's really good, and it wrapped up in the full.
Yeah,
I know you say you haven't gotten to the last episode
I'm
yet,
like 10 minutes at the
but
end till the end.
it
Yeah.
wraps up at the end, so it was a really great show.
Yeah. I had to hop on it because these shows like this, they usually take them down because when it's like a limited series, it
Hmm.
usually they take these motherfuckers off like immediately. Like they give us a little taste and then they boop. I'm about to get a NordVPN, I swear to God, because they can't be dropping shit like this overseas and not giving it to me.
Hmm.
But anyways, but yeah, so that was my little recommendation for you. But we are gonna get into the news here real quick, and then we're gonna hop into our next season of anime. So Otakuans, this news segment isn't going to be random junk. This is going to be all news from Jump Fiesta. So Jump Fiesta 2025 released a bunch of news. We're going to cover a little bit of it. So, I mean, but really wave top Jump Fiesta news, I guess. Okay, so the first bit of news we have is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, the Culling Games arc. They did a teaser trailer for Jump Fiesta 2025. I know a lot of people are upset about how the manga ended and how everything ends, but everything must come to an end at some point. So I can't wait to watch it. I don't care. I don't care what people think. I'm gonna watch it and we're gonna see what happens. So I mean,
You
I
know
kind
what
of
they're gonna
already
do.
know.
You
Yeah,
know
I
what they're
kind of
gonna
already
do.
know.
They're just gonna threaten them. They're gonna talk shit until they just change how it ends in the anime. So it's okay.
No,
We'll just
they're gonna
ride the
do
wave.
a AOT like movie part 1, part 2, part 3, and then they're gonna do like part 3 revised and that. Yeah. The
The
only
fans
people
write the stories these days. I'm not impressed.
I think the only people who I haven't heard are upset about the ending to their manga is Demon Slayer. I haven't heard anything bad about. I mean, I
Um,
know what
it
happens,
was rushed, but
but
other than that, it was decent.
yeah, yeah, I know what happens, but I haven't really heard anybody too mad about it. But we'll see.
Hmm.
The next one is Hell's Paradise season 2. Hell's Paradise season 2 is coming out January 2026, which
Hmm.
is kind of insane. But we got another
2026.
a year and a month,
Ah,
buddy.
dang, that's a whole nother year from now. Why?
That's yeah, I know.
Why they taking so
Uh-huh.
long? It better be.
Why you
You know
even
what?
tell?
It's
Why
gonna
you
be
even telling
perfect.
me?
It's perfect. They're gonna
I
have a
mean,
beautiful animation. It's gonna
the
be great
the
story.
visuals on that
Like,
thing.
you
I
know
mean,
what? Do you?
here's the thing though. We never knew how long it took for them to make it when they started the first season. So this
Hmm.
may just be their time period that takes this long for them to make it as beautiful and
Yeah.
as dope as it is.
A
So
year is actually,
I don't
if
know.
they just now started like in the past few months, then yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But why are you even telling me? Like, don't tell me,
Hey,
because this
people
is
love
this
it.
is almost equivalent to Hell's Paradise, Hell's Paradise news in January.
No, it's coming out in 2026, and here's a trailer
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. So whatever. Spy Family season 3 is coming out October 2025.
Okay.
So we've got a little bit of time for that. My Hero Academia final season autumn coming out in autumn of 2025.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, My Hero Vigilantes is April 2025.
I'm looking forward to that one. So Vigilantes is
Really? Yeah.
basically a side story of the My Hero
Yeah.
Academia world. They actually
Hmm.
came out with its own manga, and it
I heard about it. Yeah.
coincides with the actual My Hero world. Like Vigilantes, they're following. It's these group
Yeah.
of people who are following the events of the main story arc, and like sometimes it kind of mixes the mingles
Yeah.
with
They're
the
not really
actual
a part
story.
of the main fighters, but they're trying to do their best on the sidelines type shit.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
Star Trek Lower Decks you're watching. Like they're part of the main storyline, but they're have their own
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Chainsaw Man, the movie Rize arc is coming to Japan in 2025. So
Hey, for Japan.
NordVPN for the win. Um, Kaiju number 8, season 2, July of 2025.
That's definitely one people looking forward to. Came back super fast.
Yeah,
It's not like a
it
second
is.
core or anything, but it's a season 2. They're already getting
Mm-hmm.
announcement in Jump Fest. People love kaiju.
Yeah, Kaiju number 8 is like some of the people that I know, like their top anime right now in general. And I'm like,
New
oh,
anime
good,
fans.
good.
This is my number one
I'm like,
anime.
good for you, buddy.
It's
I guess.
cool.
Um, so the One Piece. So the new voice actor for Frankie. So Sabura Kimura is going to be. He plays Toto in Jujutsu Kaisen. He's going to be the new voice actor for Frankie, because we know the other one retired and stepped
Besto
down.
friendo.
Best friendo.
No, that's
Yeah.
gonna be
I wonder if
dope.
he's gonna ask Luffy if he likes big titty girls, athletic girls. Do you like him slim or thick?
Yamato and Boa are gonna pop up.
Yeah.
A piece of meat can
Mm,
pop up.
yeah. I like a
Yeah.
prime rib, medium. Luffy seems like a medium type guy for me.
Medium
He
rare.
likes he likes his steak done medium. One Piece anime also resumes April 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking forward to that coming
Jesus
back. We
Christ,
also
I
got
cannot wait.
yeah. hmm Okay, so a few other little tidbits here. So for Demon Slayer, there's kind of like a play that goes on, like a stage play for them that have been doing different arcs. They are going to be doing their fifth production this spring, or next, I guess, next spring, or it's going to be the Swordsmith Village arc. So they're going to be redoing that one on stage for like a live performance, Disney on Ice kind of thing. So, cool. The Prince of Tennis anime has announced dates for 2025 at a fan event. So I don't care about the Prince of Tennis, but
Sports anime, but if you're Prince of Tennis actually has a huge fan base. I
it
was actually
does.
surprised. A lot of these
Yeah,
older animes, like it's definitely the older sports animes, because they're few and far between, have a
yeah,
huge fan base. So
yeah. Speaking of huge
yeah,
fan bases, Haikyuu is going to be showing gratitude for its fans by doing a fan park event in June of 2025 in Japan. So I'm assuming they're going to be playing volleyball or something. I don't know,
I'd
but
rather
we'll
hear
see.
about Prince of Tennis than Haikyuu. Haikyuu irks my soul. I just be like seeing like scenes on TikTok, like little
Yeah,
TikToks of Haikyuu of people like going Super Saiyan to literally hit a fucking volleyball. Like, bro, does
just,
way too
just
much. Like
they
you're
do.
doing way too much to play a game of volleyball, and that's
Yeah,
what
that's
pisses me off the most about it. Like, not on the fact that
well,
you're a fucking sports anime, but you're a wannabe shonen action anime too. We're not
yeah,
doing that.
that's
Sir,
kind of
stop
insane.
it.
Okay, so seamlessly transitioning into our topic of today. So this is going to be our return, or not returners, but technically returners. This is going to be the next season of anime. Now, instead of doing what we usually do, pulling up our live charts and just kind of going over each one individually, doing a part two for returners and a part one for brand new anime coming out, what we decided to do is a tier list. So our tier
Mm-hmm.
list isn't necessarily S, A, B, C, and D for bullshit to good anime, because most of this we haven't watched yet. But our tier list is going to be in four categories. So four categories are can't wait. So we read the synopsis, or we're going to read them. We're still going to read the synopsis to you today, just to kind of inform you on what the show is going to be. We think is going to be about. So we got a can't wait category. We got an interested, which is below it. We got a curious one, so it's like, oh, it seems, I'll check it out. And then a nah, like
Nah.
I ain't watching this shit. Like nah, I'm not watching this. So we did put we are mixing returners and we're mixing new anime in there,
Mm-hmm.
because returners are anticipated. I know a lot of people can't wait, which is a category, can't wait for their shows. Who can't see what I did there? But they can't wait for their shows to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of the time I see the numbers. I see that our new season of anime part ones, our new animes get a lot more than our part twos. So why not put them together? Just to kind of mesh the community together. So we're gonna start out with the first one here,
All right.
and then we're gonna get into it.
Damn
So
near 2025. Let's go.
Solo Leveling season 2, Arise from the Shadow
I
arc. I mean,
can't wait.
motherfucking can't
I
wait.
can't fucking wait. I
Motherfucking can't wait. I cannot wait for that show to come out. I mean, we're all we're all hyped. It's solo leveling. Like who can't be hyped for solo leveling? So it is what
So
it is.
Leveler has so much content to
Mm-hmm.
come. Like what we received in the first season was nothing. Like ending the
Mm-hmm.
season with him saying "Arise" was not the tip of the iceberg. That's
Yeah.
just the hey, you arrived at the trail to now
Yeah.
climb Mount Everest. Like there's
Well, we
so much shit to come in solo leveling. Like season 2 is about to smack
yeah
everybody in their face.
when he was in the building getting recruited by them, and yeah, it was a whole ordeal. So
Mm,
we'll see what happens. This next one. So the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Um, there's nothing provided about this one per se,
I
David. If you
got
know a
you.
little bit more about it, but
Mm-hmm.
this is a nah for me. so,
Nah,
so
chill
go
on the
ahead.
nah.
That's for me. I'm not watching this.
So
I'm not watching this
100
bullshit.
girlfriends that really, really love me is actually fairly interesting. It is corny. It is a corny rom com, and it can be
Yeah.
weird in some places. I would put this one into I am interested, but for anyone who has not seen season 1, I would say that I would be okay with you being curious about this. It is about a kid who essentially his middle school career, he was a lame. He got no
Mhm.
motion, no waves. No girls ever liked him. Every time he asked a girl out, he always got turned down. He
Mhm.
eventually, I don't know what they're called in Japan, but like they threw a coin in, they clap their hands together and they make a wish and it like falls
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
the little drain. He made a wish
Yeah.
for his high school career for him to kind of like get some motion. Like he ain't had
Yeah.
no play
A
at all
little
his
motion
whole
in the
life.
ocean there.
Well, his wish what came true, and the gods basically told him like, "Yo, you're gonna have a hundred women who are going to fall madly in love with you, and
Hey,
you have no
any
choice.
man's
You're
dream,
you're
I
going
guess.
to it's going to happen." So he's like, whatever. Next day, I'm still talking season 1, but next day he goes to school. Two girls who were kind of like at odds with each other laid odds with on him and instantly fell in love. So this show is literally about every episode. See a new hot
Hmm.
girl in school, or see a new hot girl just walking around. See her mom, and she lay eyes on him and falls in love with him, and he basically tries to convince them that they should be okay with being a fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh girlfriend in his wonderful, wonderful relationship.
Mm.
So
That sounds amazing. Sounds
this
amazing.
show's pretty funny. It can be cringe sometimes. Like I said, he ends up being with one of the girls' mom but at the end of the season, and it's like,
Mm.
aren't you still like a freshman in high school, my guy? But they don't like ever like get into situations like that. But it is what it is. This show
I mean,
I am interested to see the season 2 again, but
yeah.
one could be curious by hearing a synopsis.
I'm gonna give that to one to you. I mean, speaking on ones that I'm gonna give to you because I know there's a big fan base for it, and I know you like it. Is Apothecary Diaries season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So Apothecary Diaries is a big, big manga. I know a lot of people like this one. I'm not a fan. This is a nah for me just because. But I also know my wife likes the show, so I think she's seen like a few season 1 or whatever. But this is a returner. I don't watch stuff like this, so you can put it where you want to put it.
This one is definitely falling into a can't wait.
You,
Apothecary Diaries was lit. It
yeah.
had animation on par. The comedy was amazing. Like I was literally laughing. I would say pretty much every episode, and the animation is perfect. I can't think of scenes where I'm like, wow, that looks really bad. And like like the music, what is it called? Like the music score, like whenever scenes have that emotional
Hmm. Yeah.
feeling to it, like it always hits every single
Yeah.
time. Apothecary Diaries is a gem.
Yeah.
I would never say like it's Shuku Tensei, Frere
Yeah.
and Beyond Beyond Journey's End, that level, but if it was an action anime, I think it
Yeah.
could get to that level. But it's
Okay.
slice of life, and it's just meant to be funny and to learn the
Yeah.
story of the main character. Definitely
Okay.
can't wait.
Cool. Well, the next one we got is definitely an interested for me. So this is going to be Sakamoto Days. So essentially, Sakamoto Days is about Taro Sakamoto, who was once a legendary hitman, considered the greatest of all time. Bad guys feared him, assassins revered him, but then one day he quit, got married, had a baby, and this is that what's it called, Mr. and Mrs. Smith type shit. He's now living a quiet life as the owner of a neighborhood store. How long can Sakamoto enjoy his days of retirement before his past catches up to him? I
Mm,
won't say this is a can't wait because I'm sensing some slice of life in there, which
mm.
it says that. I'm not discounting that it says that, but I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely interested in to see like what this show is gonna really be about and
Yeah.
how much action is gonna be and how the fighting is gonna look, things like that. So,
I would say I would definitely be in the boat with you with the interested. I've not read the manga. From what I
mhm.
do know, this is one of the best mangas. This is supposed to be like the next
Yeah,
generation of animes after Demon Slayer, after My Hero Academia.
yeah.
Sakamoto Days is supposed to be one of those animes holding it down. I
Okay.
hear that it's a quite a bit action in it. He used to be an assassin. He's now retired, trying to
Yeah.
have a family. But obviously they're like, nah, you're once an assassin, always an assassin. So
You're leaving in a body bag.
but the funniest thing I read from it, he deals with these assassins without killing them. He's made a vow to, I guess, his wife
Mm,
or whoever
mm,
that he no longer kills. So he kicks ass, but he
yeah.
doesn't kill his
It's
enemies
like
anymore.
the Japanese John Wick type shit.
Definitely, definitely. This is basically Japanese John Wick, so I'm definitely interested in this one.
Okay, well, we have the fourth season of Dr. Stone. It's called Science Future. This isn't interested for me as well, only because I already told you that I wanted to go back and kind of start Dr. Stone over from the beginning because I did like Dr. Stone. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say this is a can't wait for me. This is more of like when I have a lull, I'll go back and
Definitely.
binge, Dr. Stone and catch up a little bit. But this isn't interested for me. I can't. I mean, just so the synopsis, and I can't tell you from my own personal experience because I haven't seen or caught up yet, but it says after the Battle of Treasure Island, Senku and the gang return to Kingdom of Science. With their sights set on the moon, they must first voyage to the Americas in hope of beginning a harvest and the harvest to harvest the required material. Excuse me.
Mm,
Through teamwork and science, they continue to fight to save humanity for once and for all. So I'm interested.
yeah, definitely.
I know Doctor Stone is pretty good. So
I'm also interested in this. Same as you. I'm probably if I do catch it when it's airing, like week to week, I'll probably watch it.
hmm
I know me, and every season that's come out so far, I've watched
hmm
maybe 4 episodes week to week, and then I'll let the rest build up
yeah,
and watch them all at the end of the season. It's
yeah.
definitely a good one. This is the final season. The manga
hmm
ended. This is the final
Yeah.
season. Everything's wrapping up. I did not finish the last season, so I don't know how they ended up
Yeah.
with the
Treasure
Treasure
Island.
Island. I don't know how they finished that
Yeah.
dispute, but I know they needed something from there, or they found out there was humans living there. So he has all the pieces, so it's time for him to harvest the final
Yeah.
solution to bring back humanity. So I'm
Luckily.
definitely going to
Yeah.
watch it. I'm interested, but I'm not going to be like, when is it coming out? Tomorrow? I'm
Yeah.
watching it tomorrow. So,
Luckily for me, I know all the seasons are in English dub now, so I can just like I could fly through them
and you could
motherfuckers.
watch,
But
like, the dub is good
yeah,
too. I love his
I need
voice in dub too.
I need to watch. I need once I catch up in the season that we're in right now, I'll probably go back to Doctor Stone to let all this new stuff like kind of catch up. It's like first 3 or 4 episodes so I can binge it. What I think I'm gonna start doing, and I know you say you do it too, is I think unless it's something like a season 2 or season 3 coming up, but like the brand new shows I want to watch, I think I'm gonna wait until like a week or two before our
Mm,
mid-season review and watch like and then binge like the first 4 or I guess it'd be the first 4 episodes so I can get a full like
yeah,
idea
I
of what's
love doing
going
that.
on. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna start doing that. The next one is definitely a nah for me, but it's I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. So high school student Saito Hojo is set to inherit her grandfather's major corporation. First, he must marry Akame Sakamori, the girl he despises the most and who hates him just as much. The two are determined to keep their unexpected marriage a secret from their classmates, but as they begin their newlywed life, the distance between them starts to close.
Hmm.
That's
I mean,
I'm not watching
I'm
that shit.
curious. I mean, to For people who like rom coms, I am curious. It's basically they hate each other at school. Most rom coms, they're at the two main characters like they're like
Like
at odds with each other. Like the tsundere characters, like
you gonna have no
um,
Nas on here, are you? Because you like shit I
I'm
don't
sure it's
like.
gonna be a now. But how they get closer, I think that at some point they end up moving in with each other. So I'm kind of on confused how they're going to keep that from everybody else at school. I'm only curious because I watch rom coms, so I
Hmm.
might watch the first episode. Like there was a rom com from this season. I watched the first episode and I was like, nah. So
Yeah.
I'll see you again on the mid season on whether or not I actually pick this one up.
Yeah, we'll see. Next one is also a not for me, but this is a returner. So this is My Happy Marriage season 2.
Hmm.
Did you watch the first season? I know the wives like it.
Yeah, the wives
Um,
definitely love this one. Is on Netflix. I did not watch season one. What I
Neither did
do
I.
know is there's like super. They have like magic or supernatural
Yeah,
powers
I
that they can
saw a little
use
bit
in
of
it.
that.
So it's great animation, supernatural powers, and it's on Netflix. So I'm guessing for anyone who likes rom com, you'd be curious
Yeah,
to
but
see
that's
this.
them. This is us. So this
Oh,
is a
yeah,
nah.
yeah, we're not. No, I'm
This
good on
ain't for
that.
them. This is for
I'm
us.
good on that. No.
This is definitely not for them. All right, so Unnamed Memory season 2. I cannot wait for this to come out.
Really?
Unnamed Memory was one of those gems that I think I told you. I think that because this was the season prior to this season currently, where I said this was like one of those like ones that out of the dark. Like I never thought I'd like this because it had a little bit of romance in it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say can't wait. I would say high interested
Okay.
because not that I forgot it, but like I need to go back a little bit. But I know I liked it. I know I liked season 1. So this is definitely an interested for me.
Interested? Okay,
So
I can get that one interested. It's a not for me. I did not watch season one, but I'm
really.
definitely okay with interested.
All right, so the next one we got is going to be possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. So this one is Aruma, excuse me. Takayumi finds himself caught up in hero summoning, even though he's not a hero. Summoned by mistake to Mildgard, which I always love when they do that kind of like Norse kind of fantasy stuff. A fantasy world of swords and magic, Takumi is given a chance to start over. Though he dreams of a peaceful life, the goddess Noilin grants him alchemy, an ultra powerful skill that allows him to create anything from holy swords to flying ships. His reluctant adventure begins.
Mm.
I think this is gonna be fucking great. I can't wait for this.
Can't wait for it. I'm also in the boat of can't wait. I did
Nice.
see a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
He like the synopsis says he was summoned. They were supposed to be summoning heroes. They
Mm-hmm.
accidentally summoned him. And because he was summoned accidentally, the guy was like, all right, well, I'll
Oops.
give you a skill to kind of make
Yeah.
up for the fact that I killed you
Yeah.
accidentally. So they gave him the power of creation, alchemy, and he goes off
Yeah.
to like do his own thing to live his slice of life. Like he wants to live a
Yeah.
slice of life world, but he ends up having like the most OP team of
Yeah.
people around him. So
It's been
definitely can't wait to see that
yeah,
one.
since Full Metal Alchemist, we haven't had a lot of alchemy like animes that came out, which I think is like kind of one of those. There's already something out that's like super popular
I
about it.
mean,
Should
other than
we?
Our Fuerte is like the biggest, next biggest alchemy anime.
Yeah, but they don't really like.
I
I
mean,
mean,
his
yeah,
his job, like everyone around him
yeah,
has other powers, but him
yeah.
specifically, he
That's
has
fair.
that alchemy power.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're kind of getting back into this kind of this genre. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? This alchemy genre. All right, so next on the docket, I may be a guild receptionist. We love our long titles. I may be a guild
That one
receptionist, but
has a long one.
I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Alina Clover signed up to be a receptionist for an adventure girl, thinking it would be her ticket to a good life. Unfortunately, her dream gig turns into an overtime nightmare whenever the adventurers get stuck clearing a dungeon. To
Mm.
save herself from a mountain of paperwork, Alina takes to beating down monsters herself to solve the problem. Now she just needs to keep her activities a secret. This shit sounds amazing.
Mm.
I will not say can't wait because I've seen this formula go bad. So definitely in the interested category.
Yeah, definitely
Um,
interested.
but I won't say can't wait only because, like I said, I've seen this formula go so bad.
I
Like it
think he
just gets
might be a
boring.
little bit more girly. I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be some action in it. Don't get me wrong. And I've seen a lot of
yeah,
like the main protagonist is a female, and
yeah,
that's cool. And I love a lot of animes like that. But I
yeah,
think her being a receptionist and it's gonna be more about her like, oh shoot, like I need to get this paperwork done. Let me go in the dungeon and defeat this monster instead of being like
yeah,
straight her going to defeat dungeon monsters. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
If they
interested.
do it right, if they do it right, it could probably be like A or S tier.
Yeah, if
But
they do it right.
if
But
they
like
do it
you
right,
said,
if
I
they do
can
it
see them not doing it right. So
right, yeah,
interesting.
yeah, it could get really boring and like repetitive by the end.
Hmm.
So, all right, next up is a fucking nah for me, but it's a good concept. So it's Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. So this is a reverse isekai.
Hmm.
Miss Elf is intrigued by Japanese culture? Question mark. Working adult uh Kitase Kazuhiro's hobby is sleeping, of course.
Hmm.
Isn't it? Aren't we? Isn't that all of our fucking hobbies?
I
Ever
wish.
since he was a child, he had exciting adventures and mysterious and in the mysterious other world he dreams about. One day, while exploring ancient ruins with an elf girl he befriended, he is unfortunately burned by the breath of a magic dragon he encounters. When he awakens from his dream, an elf girl who shouldn't be in his room is sleeping right next to him. So this is a pretty our reverse isekai where the girl that he's been dreaming about this whole time, which hear me out. I think that when he's dreaming, he's being isekai'd into another world. I don't really think those are dreams.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
which is kind of makes sense.
And
He's
then
like
the
opening
magic
a doorway.
dragon hit him with the magic fire, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And so he's kind of protected because, like, think of his dreams like a video game, but it's also a portal or a door where
Hmm.
he can come back at any point. But she just kind of followed him through that door from that other
And you
world.
said
And now
none of
she's
this?
honestly, it doesn't seem. I mean, I would put it in curious just because depending on how much. Because all right, so here's the thing. Depending on how much one they show of that other world of him dreaming,
Hmm.
because they can do that episode one, and then now all of a sudden the elf girl is just in Japan, and now it's just a slice of life for the rest of the show,
Look at the
and
thumbnail
no
for it.
more. I mean, yeah, but like we get a little bit of action in that first dream, and then nothing.
Hmm.
So unless like every night they go to sleep or they fall asleep, they go back into that world and fight. So if that's the case, then I'm all about it. But if it's just one dream or a couple dreams, they show us how he's dreaming and doing these adventures, and then he dreams and dies, and then finally wakes up, and then it's just slice of life for the rest of the show. I'm not
Yeah.
watching this shit.
So we're curious to see what it's going to be about. Once we see, then we'll know whether or
Yeah,
not we actually want to watch it.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So definitely a curious for me.
Definitely.
Um, all right, so we got our Nutmaster here. Um, I know what I already know what this is about. I ain't got to read the synopsis about this one. You know what I'm saying? It's our
the
it's our
the
etchy
the
for the
the
season. I'm just
title
kidding.
is very very
Yeah.
misleading. It has
So
nothing to do with nut.
in the world where eating skill fruits, devil fruits, way to fucking copy, grants special powers. Light, a boy who seeks. Oh, and we're copying fucking Death
We're
Note
taking
too. Got it.
everything.
A boy who seeks to become the world's greatest adventurer obtains the Fruit Master skill, Nut Master. He gets the Cum Cum fruit, a bogus skill specializing in fruit cultivation that is completely useless in combat. Eating a second eating a second skill fruit results in death, so there is no do-overs. Meanwhile, his childhood friend Rena, who promised to become an adventurer with him, achieves S rank in record time, and the gap between them widens. Light spends his day farming and training with the sword, but one day he accidentally eats a second skill fruit.
Mm.
Why am I not dying? Question mark. Um, Light avoids certain death and learns the incredible true power of the Nutmaster skill. He can eat as many skill fruits as he wants. His overpowered abilities allow him to gain an ability every time he eats one for the unlimited number of times. The worst skill ever is actually the best skill ever.
Mm.
This
Go ahead and say what you interested.
so it's between interested and curious because this trope is is a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of That's a lot. That's a
The
lot of
whole
content.
synopsis was full of tropes. He had the best friend. The
Yeah,
best friend became
yeah,
an S rank. He
yeah,
became the weakest adventurer. He ended up quitting, becoming an
mm,
adventurer. Like the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing is a
It's a
trope.
tropey. It's tropey as fuck.
And I'm interested in seeing
But
it.
I'm interested to see what the
I'm
Nutmaster
interested to
becomes.
see what the Nutmaster can do. Like
What can the Nutmaster do, bro? I want to
like
see
it's
how far can he shoot that com.
I find it funny because like he I guess in this world everyone gets a skill
Mm-hmm.
essentially, and
Mm-hmm.
depending on your skill is going to be what you're going to be in life.
Yeah.
And then he gets a skill that he thought and everyone else thought is like you're just going to be cultivating
You're
nut all day and every day.
you're fucking
So he became a
cultivate that.
he became a
Pause.
nut farmer. Hey, look here, if he know how to handle a
Yeah,
nut, he know how to handle a nut. So
I
he
know some
became a
girls. I
nut
know some
farmer.
girls that cultivate nuts all day.
But then he was double fisting nuts one day and he got he didn't die. And he was like, why am I not dead with all
We
these
on the
nuts in
same
my
podcast.
throat?
This is Otaku After Dark. What the fuck we
It's
doing?
getting late. It's 9:30, bro.
I
But
thought this was
so he found
I thought this
so
was family friendly.
yes, he stole it from One Piece. I like as soon as I heard that,
Yeah,
like
fruit,
I heard
skill
One
fruit.
Piece, the skill fruit, and if you eat more than one of them, you die.
You
But
die.
he,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unlike One Piece, he has the ability to eat more than one. So I am interested to see what they do with this show. If it just becomes a
And
whole cringe ball full of tropes, I might turn it off.
every masterpiece has a cheap imitation. So One Piece
I'll
is
just
a
wait
cheap
for them to talk
imitation.
about Pikachu and him traveling along the side,
And
collecting
his
nuts.
best friend, who's an electric rat,
It's an electric
decides
rat.
to decides that
Kaiju. Like who?
he wants to be with him, and then he has a silver-haired sensei who teaches him how to use the nut powers.
You have to
Who
harness it, my boy. Stop.
who has a big who can he can turn himself into a girl and has a big scroll on his back. Anyways, so the next one we got is a nah for me again because I just don't watch this shit. But it's Madaka Kuriawa is impervious to my charm. So for Mona Kawaii, winning hearts and turning heads comes naturally. Everything changes when Madaka, a new transfer student, arrives. He won't even give Mona a second look, and it turns her life upside down. Oh, boo fucking who. Mona tries everything she can to win Madaka over, even going to extreme at times. Tune in to the new rom-com about a queen bee and an unfazed boy among the school's hall. I don't give a fuck about this anime. I don't care.
This is a no. I feel like rom com people are going to want to see this one, but for me, and I know for you, I don't want to
Yeah,
watch this one. I'm not even going to suggest this one
uh,
to you already. Okay.
yeah, nah. Okay, so Um, this is an appraiser, part 35. So even given the worthless appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest. Fucking shocker there. So Ein has been saddled with the job of appraiser, the weakest and the least fortunate of all jobs, and can be born that you can be born with. As the only power, it grants the ability to appraise things. Treated cruelly by all and reduced to a little collector by his peers, Ein has grown to hate himself and lives his days in spineless self abasement. But when he meets Yuri, the spirit of the world tree, what is this fucking Elden Ring? And her protector, Ursula the sage, oh, and Disney, Ein's fate takes a drastic turn. When the gift of the spirit eye from Yuri, oh, with the gift of spirit eye from Yuri and the help of Ursula in learning how to use it, Ein grows stronger and stronger until he's ready to take Yuri on her long desired journey to meet her world tree's sisters. He goes on to overcome all sorts of challenges, armed with his natural kindness and his newfound courage. Um, Curious. These appraiser ones just be they just jar me. Like I'm just done with this appraiser
I
shit.
don't think it's going to be the same appraiser.
I
So
don't know. I'm
first off,
curious. I'll say curious.
I think in this world, like everyone like gets a power, a skill of some
Born with a
sort.
skill. Yep.
Uh, I mean, it's a trope, and
I wish I was born with a skill.
he wants to have like a skill to be a hero. So I think I like read a synopsis somewhere where it's like, in this world,
Really?
hero,
Really?
in
He wants to be born with a skill to be a hero.
in
I'm
this
so
world,
shocked.
heroes aren't like summoned; they're born. So like
Mm-hmm.
you're born either with a skill that you can use to become a great adventurer or a great hero, or you're born with a skill to be a farmer and to harvest nut all
You're
day.
nothing.
So he received I'm sorry. I'm on nut. I'm on a nut. I'm sorry. But
Clearly.
he received the power to be like an appraiser. And like don't get me wrong, like it's close to a lot of the skills that we had before. Like one dude's able to like see like people's stats and stuff like that, and he uses that to become the most powerful lord around. I think for him he receives another power up to his skill. I think he said something about a
Hmm.
skill eye or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say curious. Like I want to be interested in this, but I just feel like it's just gonna be a whole bunch of shit thrown at the wall, and I'm starting to get kind of tired out with the things thrown at the wall. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it. Probably gonna watch a few episodes, and then see how they are going to grab your attention. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm definitely I'm curious. I'm curious for sure. All right, so the next one is so Bahi Neko, the elf girl's cat, is secretly an S rank monster. So
mm,
this one is a proud knight slain in battle, finds himself alive once more, reincarnated in the body of a fearsome behemoth. As if he wasn't confused enough by this turn of events, apparently behemoth cubs look exactly like adorable kittens. Pause.
mhm.
Even if the rest of the world sees him as a soft and cuddly, he has the honor of a noble warrior and the strength of an unstoppable S rank monster, both of which will put uh both of which will be put to the test as he fights to protect the beautiful elf who has taken him in as her pet. I'm interested. I'm interested.
This no, I'm gonna go ahead and say this one is a can't wait. I think this
Really?
synopsis is an L because I saw
Yeah,
more information on this show. First
I'll give
off,
you that.
his party, like the people he
Yeah.
belonged to, is full of just beautiful ass women. So like
Uh-huh.
we're not able to see the thumbnail well here, but if you like pulled it up on Google Images,
Oh
which is going
yeah.
to show for the viewer, it's a whole bunch of beautiful ass women. So I'm already thinking that this
Harem and
show is going
Aladdin.
to have some level of etchy in it. And you know me, I like a little etchy in my anime.
You a
Like a
little
little
pervy
cream in
sage.
my coffee. I like a little etchy
You
in
a
my
little
anime.
pervy sage.
So I think it's going to be good there. Two, he's isekai. He's a former knight. Who cares about what his former life was? But he's isekai as a S class monster. I think that's a pretty interesting thing. I'm thinking like reincarnated as a sword. How like he's not reincarnated as
Yeah.
the main character, but he's like an accompaniment of the main character. I think that's going to be interesting in itself, and I think it's going to be an etchy. So I think I really can't wait to see this anime. This is something I haven't seen before, like someone being reincarnated
Yeah.
as a monster. So no, I did see the
Well, I mean,
reincarnated
we
as a no. So
yeah.
wait, I'm a spider. I'm a
And
spider. So
then
what? Something like that. So
we
I
got
really like
slime,
that one.
spider, and goblin, or re monster. We
Oh
got
yeah, 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 yeah.
re
Well,
monster, slime,
those are
and
great
spider.
examples of things I
Yeah.
really like those.
Yeah.
So I think this one's gonna fall in the class of I really like it.
And that's true because I remember I still haven't watched Spider yet, but I remember holding off for so long on slime because I'm like this I don't want to just wait for this slime to become like godlike and then
Hmm.
you just were like bro just watch this fucking show. I was like fuck it, I'll watch it and became one of my favorite isekais of all time.
The grind is real,
So
bro.
yeah, I mean it is
But
what it
he's already
is.
started off an S class monster, so I think it's gonna have a little bit more than just watching the
Oh yeah,
evolution. So I think
just
this is
like
gonna be action. Let's
cat claws.
let's check
All
it
right,
out. I've
all
seen
right.
some scenes and he's pretty OP.
All right. I next one is I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. While innocently enjoying himself at work, one man's life changes forever. He wakes in the body of Liam Hamilton, hear ye, the youngest son of a noble house on the brink of collapse. Amid the chaos, Liam realizes he finally has time to learn and practice magic. Once he begins, it takes his life for an even bigger turn. Can Liam master magic and save his noble family? The aristocrat finally fantasy begins. So I'm this is giving me short shorts boy. What is that? What's that show called again? Booty Shorts Kid.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I know what
What's
you're
that?
talking about.
That that show was a
The Seventh
banger.
Prince.
Yeah, the Seventh Prince.
That show was a banger. I don't. it's not giving me those vibes though.
I would say I'm just saying like the
Yeah,
synopsis,
the
like
synopsis.
going off on your own as like a aristocrat and like
Mm-hmm.
just banging out as much magic as you can and just becoming like OP in magic. You know what I'm saying?
I think that
And I
show was
that
a
trope
gem though. Like
it was
that was a real gem. Like from this synopsis, I'm getting more of a I was reincarnated to
yeah
become the best aristocrat or to lead
yeah.
my ruined country
So
into a
now
beautiful society. Like some shit like that using magic. Like
I would say this is a I would say this is a curious for me though.
mm,
Like I wouldn't call it interested. I just said only reason why I pulled it out of the curious is because I thought of the Seventh Prince when I saw this one. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So this is definitely a
Okay.
curious
I'm
type
definitely with
for
you
me.
on curious. I'm curious to see how they plan on playing out this story that they've obviously played out multiple times this year.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So this next one is going to be I left an A rank party to help my former students reach a dungeon. Yuki, a red mage, angrily declares that he's leaving Thunder Pike, an A rank party he's been with for 5 years, because he's fed up with being insulted and ridiculed by other members. Fucking surprise there. While searching separately leaves them on his own accord and doesn't get fired. While searching for a new party, he runs into his former students Marina, Silk, and Rain, and decides to join their party, Clover. Encouraged by their admiration of him as their teacher, Yuki leads them in completing several quests to show off his own extraordinary magic and skills, while bringing out the girls' abilities to their fullest. Oh, so they're all girls. Got it.
Mhm.
Then, through an adventure broadcast by an artifact known as Camelot, Clover becomes well known throughout society. The party's dream to conquer the ac- achromatic darkness, the most challenging dungeon of all. But as they take on other dungeons in hopes of eventually achieving the goal, they gradually become entangled in chaos that threatens the whole world. This sounds like a fucking great show to me, especially with some of the power systems I'm seeing.
Mhm.
So it's a high interested or can't wait. I think it's a can't wait.
I think
I
it's
think
can't
this
wait.
is this. I think there's going to be a lot of action and a lot of like tough shit in here. But I think it's
I'm in the curious because I listened to the title and it was like leaving the A rank party and I'm like another I left the S rank party, A rank
but he
party when
quit. He didn't get banished, you know? I'll put in a low interested
I could be
cuz
interested. I could be interested in this show, but again, I'm gonna look at it and see what they're doing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This next one I'm kind of on the fence about because I've seen this happen and some of them they do really bad at, but this one's called Headhunter to Another World from Salaryman to the Big Four, not the Big Three, the Big Four. So the four heavenly kings of the Demon King's army reign over a certain alternate world, and the one chosen as the fourth of them is none other than an ordinary salaryman, Uchimura Denosuke. After being headhunted by the Demon King's army, Uchimura is welcomed into the Director level position. But business in the Demon King's army is one of life or death missions after another. Since Uchimura has no particular powers, he must tackle every challenge he faces in the new world using the experience and knowledge of a salaryman. This career change isekai tale is for all the working folks out there. Um, I'm in like a low curious, honestly,
I'm in
because
a low curious.
it's like I don't know. It's just I've seen a lot of the tropes where like that human joins the demon lord's army
Hmm.
and it's a toss up. It's like 50-50 they're trash or they're actually really good. And I've seen the ones that were really good and super bad. You know what I'm saying? Like the demon lords or the strongest mage in the demon lord's army was actually human. Like the ending of that was just bad. It was just
Hmm.
terrible. So and then now this one is like, oh, I'm part of the big four and I was recruited by them and I will never have any powers and I have to do my business stuff for the Demon Lord's army just to like get by in life. Like that just seems boring. Like it just seems boring. You
I'm
know what I'm
with you. I'm
saying?
with you. Uh, I think this has the potential. Like, I definitely, I understand the why it could seem boring. I think it only
Yeah.
has potential because the whole headhunted by the Demon Lord's army to be one of the generals. Like, there's something about him that he needs him as a general in his army in order
But
to win the war.
it seems like it already kind of tells us though, which again, this is us just, trying to see into the future here what it's going to be like, but like it says he's using his skills as a businessman to help out in that director level position. So he's really just running because they don't have anybody who can run day-to-day operations and business. So that's what they needed him for. They needed a regular person
Mm-hmm.
who knows how to stack numbers, do pie charts, do Excel spreadsheets to get out, how much food needs to go where,
Then
how
it's gonna
much.
be boring then.
Yeah, it's going to be,
I'm
they pretty
thinking.
much
I
told us
thought
what
he
they
was
need him
gonna
for.
have something, but if what you're seeing from the synopsis is he's just gonna be doing paperwork for them because he's like upper management and he has like the highest scores or highest stats in his department, and that's why he was headhunted.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm good on that.
Because they show him at the desk with a bunch of papers on the desk, and he's
Yeah.
says that he needs to use his abilities to essentially at the director level position. So I think he's just going to be like a director, like how much food needs to go where. Let's do the math on this. Let's do the math on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's operate the Demon Lord's army like a
The
business so it becomes
logistics.
successful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's going to
probably
be a
gonna be in.
logistics
He's
operator.
gonna be in charge of the logistics. Okay, they
Yeah,
probably had like a bad logistics, and that's probably why they lost the war last time,
yeah,
and now they
yeah.
need a general. Okay,
Because
yeah,
they ran out
I'm
of
in a
food
no.
or some shit.
I'm in a no for this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like everything
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
thinking
good with that.
of,
I'm good with that.
it's so many.
Uh,
I think with this season, like, there's a lot of good ones in my opinion. Like some of them, I'm probably not even going to check this one out to see if it's good
yeah,
because what we already have, what, like 10, 12
yeah,
already in the I'm curious and above.
yeah, yeah. We have three, five in curious, and six in interested. So we'll see. This next one is a not for me again because I don't watch shit like this. But this is I have a crush at work. Congratulations. Don't shit where you eat.
Nah,
So Yui Mitsuya, it's a not for you.
yes or nah.
Okay, I'm not even going. So, for the fans out there, Yui Mitsuya and Masuga Tatasi aren't just any coworkers. They totally have the hots for each other. His helpful yet humble attitude makes her gritty. Her cuteness leaves him grinning like a fool. Problem is, they're trying to keep their relationship under wraps and avoiding making things awkward at work. But seeing how they can keep their hands off each other or can't keep their hands off each other, they run the risk of spilling the secret. And every day, yeah, I don't care. I'm not interested. Um,
So is
so
that a sign
then,
then? Like,
yeah,
is
I
that for
don't,
adults?
I
Didn't
don't
somebody
care.
make a? Didn't we read like a Reddit post where somebody was saying, "I'm tired of seeing people in like in high school.
Hmm.
Can we get people like at work or something like that?" There you
Yeah,
go.
what was that?
There it is,
Yeah,
buddy.
that was a hot takes one.
The
It was
hot
the hot
takes, yeah.
takes one. Yeah. All right, so this next one says fate on the top of it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
I read
Put
Fate,
that.
so I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm
can't
with
wait for
you.
fate.
I've already been seeing trailers for this, and Fate
Yeah.
has a long history behind it. Like, it doesn't even matter
Oh
what
yeah.
this one's going to be about. We know it's going to have amazing music. It's going to have amazing animation, amazing fight
Yeah.
scenes, amazing characters, amazing plot. Fate hasn't done wrong so far.
Now this
I
one is
can't wait.
actually dope, and I like this because so it's called Fate Strange Fake. So it says in the Holy Grail War, mages, who are the masters, and the
Mm,
heroic spirits, who are servants, fight to control the Holy Grail, which is what we already know. An omnipotent wish granting device that said to fully fulfill any desire. Years have passed since the end of the fifth Holy Grail War, which is Strange Night or Stay Night, excuse me. Now signs portend the emergence of a new Holy Grail in Western America, city of Snowfield. So
a
we're gonna
location
get an
change?
American Fate. American Fate.
American Fate.
And it's still gonna be in Japanese because it's only coming out in Japan in 8 days. So
Oh man,
how you gonna be how you gonna put something how you gonna stage something in America
because they're
and
gonna be
only
talking
put it
shit.
how you gonna they're like these niggas
You know, gonna
they gonna
pull
have
my
guns
guns.
and shit.
Guns everywhere, just shooting.
That's all they're gonna have is guns and
We're gonna
shit.
have what's it called? One of them summon heroes is gonna be a American sniper.
What's that? What was that show? I forgot what that show was, but it was on Instagram Reels, and it says how Japan views America, and it showed the kid in the trench coat in the woods, and he's like, "Oh, you really think that you can defeat me?" And then all of a sudden, like a million guns showed up around him, and we're just like, Just start firing into the motherfucker. I forgot what fucking show that was. That
Uh,
might have been. Was that? No, that wasn't. Adam, was it on Netflix? Astro Boy, the Astro Boy fucking anime, where he had all
mm,
them guns around him and he started shooting into the dude.
I don't know. I don't
Uh,
feel like that was
mm,
it.
maybe,
I feel
maybe,
like I
maybe
know
not.
what it was, but I can't remember it right
I
now.
can't remember either. All right, so the next one we got is Ubil Blatt. So Ubil Blatt. So this is rumors stir throughout the land when the wielder of a black sword draw his when the wielder of a black sword draws his dark blade, all who stand in his path are torn to shreds. Konzel, the mysterious young boy who carries the black sword, undeniably wields it with exceptional skill, but can he truly be responsible for the bloody rumors? Pursued by the traitorous lances, four powerful warriors who were thought to have been defeated by the seven heroes, the strength of the young swordsman will be tested to its limit. At battle's end, only the shocking truth of Konzo's quest will stand above the corpses of his enemies. An epic fantasy on the grandest of scales.
Hmm.
I'm definitely interested. This
Definitely
sounds pretty
interested.
cool.
I would even, nah, I wouldn't say can't wait. Like it's a dark fantasy, and I love dark fantasies, and there's always like one every other season. It's not like something that's so muddied,
Hmm.
the anime pool. So I'm gonna check it out. I hope
Yeah,
it's great. It probably is going to be amazing, but I'm willing to kind of hold back and say
yeah.
I'm interested. I'm definitely going to check it out. I just hope it's going to be amazing.
Okay, yeah. We'll see. This kid looks like Link to me from
It's probably going to be
from
gory
fucking.
too.
Yeah, it better be. All right, so the next one we got is Magic Maker: How to Make Magic in Another World.
Hmm.
Reddit just stealing shit. We just out here stealing
Yeah,
shit.
we
We
talked
just
about
read
that
about this
one.
shit. We just read about this shit too. Where I was like, I want to see somebody go into a world and just create magic. So on the night of his 30th birthday, one man's dreams of wielding magic comes true after he unexpectedly passes away. He wakens as Scion, a young child in another world. Side note, like it would be cool to be isekai, but if I had to become a baby all over again, I'd be pissed. Like I'd be just upset. Like I don't
Really?
want to go through
You
childhood and
wouldn't want to
puberty
start all that?
again and
Like
like
think of Mashuko Tensei. Like I probably was in the same boat, but after reading Mashuko Tensei and him
yeah,
like being reborn, like he had his whole like his common sense, his maturity as a
yeah.
child, and then at like 3, 4 years old, he's like, let me just start practicing my magic now so I can
Yeah, I
build this pool.
guess.
Like you don't get imagine you get isekai and you're still freaking 30 years old and now you're like, oh well, I can't go back and practice magic for the past 10, 15 years. I'm just a 30-year-old
Yeah. I
guy
mean,
and I have
I
to
would
just start from there.
but here's the problem, right? So I would say yes, it's good that if you can start over and master something with your intellect. But here's the thing: in these animes, like they show you them aging at a fast rate to get into the plot, the main of the plot line. But really think about how long it would take for you to become. It takes 20 years to become 20 years old with the mind of say a 30-year old.
Mm.
Like that is agonizing. Imagine being a baby who can't fucking
Hey,
do anything,
trust
but
the
you have your own
process,
mind.
bro.
You have your own mind as a fucking 30-year-old. That would be
Hmm.
pain. And then you have to wait years and years and years and years just to be able to get back to where you were mentally.
Imagine all the
Like
plot lines that are going to occur from birth to 20 years old.
birth nigga, I'm gonna be on my belly like this on the floor because I
But you
can't
gonna be
move.
thinking though. You gonna be thinking
About
and
what? That's gonna
plotting.
be a
In like
that's
two
hell. That sounds
years,
like
my
hell.
nigga. In 2 years, my nigga, I'm gonna be crawling. Maybe even
No.
walking and talking, and I'm
Two
gonna be
whole years is a
reading.
long time. Two
Like,
whole
hey,
years is a
that's a
long
long time
time.
to think and plot. Some
That
some
seems
some
like
people like wait on it like 10, 15, 20 years. They be thinking, making
That
plans.
seems like a fucking my own personal hell.
All right, how about
Is my parents grabbing me and putting me on tummy time with a 30-year-old mindset, and I'm just like, get me up. I don't want to be which you know what's funny? Our babies probably think that shit. When we put them on tummy time, they
get
start
me
crying.
up?
Yo,
That's why
get
they
me
be
the fuck
crying.
up.
They
What if
have their
what
own mind.
what if our kids are like are all isekai kids and they just have their they just have their 30-year-old minds and they're just like, I don't want to play with this fucking spinning thing above my head. Leave me alone.
You watch
Like,
Rugrats, right? Like
yeah,
that's it right there. It's
Yeah,
just, can you imagine
that's
being the
fair.
people who create the Rugrats? Like, let's just put
That'd be
adult minds and babies, bro. That
yeah,
should be funny as
yeah.
fuck,
They
bro.
were they were high as shit when they
High
made
as shit.
Rugrats.
Definitely when they
Anyways,
created Stewie.
yeah. All right, back to Magic Maker in another world. Starting over. On the night of his 30th birthday, one man's dream of wielding magic comes true after he unexpectedly passes away. He wakes up as Scion, the young child in the world.
Hmm.
His elder sister, Marie, are the children of lower class noble family who's govern their region. After receiving conflicting messages from their father, Scion and Marie set out on an adventure to uncover the magic. So, this man just inventing magic out here as a kid.
Hmm.
I'm interested. I mean, I'm interested to see how he does that
I'm
shit. So,
actually very interested in this one. Borderline, can't wait to see it. Because I remember when we had just read the Reddit one, and I was like, wow, that actually is
yeah,
a pretty awesome concept. And lo and behold,
yeah,
we got a whole anime like that. So I can
stealing.
see it not being that spectacular, though, which is why I
Yeah,
want to leave it uninterested. But I can also see it being amazing. So
yeah, yeah.
I'm interested.
Interested for sure. This next one is Toilet Bound Hanaku Kun 2. I know this was a Netflix one. Season one was on Netflix.
Mm.
I haven't watched it, but just for the synopsis for season two, for those of you who watch it, there's a rumor going around about the seven wonders of Kamome Academy. Nini Yashiro and her classmate Minamoto work with Hanoku-san to expose the traitor among the ranks of the seven wonders after breaking number two, the Misaki Stairs, and number five, the Fourth Clock of Liberty, the Fourth Clock Library. Excuse me. Only five remain. Can they uncover the perpetrator before it's too late?
Mm.
So I don't really care. This doesn't sounds like some escape room type shit. So like,
No, I would say, like, again, I haven't seen this one either.
yeah.
Target. Now back to the real world. Target. Every time you go to the manga section of Target, you
Mm-hmm.
always see these
Always. Yep.
books, these
Yep.
and Kaiju number 8. So
You know, Attack
I
on
know
Titan.
this must be a good story. It has a lot of
Mm-hmm.
books.
Yeah.
I see them all the time. It must be a good story. It must have its group. One, it's a story about like the main character or that little boy. He's like a spirit, and he was summoned in the world by the character I believe to the right of him.
Yeah.
So I think it has a good story, and of course you got the whole. You're not really into detective shit like
Not
mystery
really.
shit like that. So definitely understand. I just think for people who do like the spirit, murder mysteries, that type of stuff, and
Hey,
this is a kid friendly show, I think it is a
remember,
good show.
this is for us.
For us, I am
Yeah.
curious. I wouldn't say
Oh,
no. I probably won't watch it because it's season 2. But if I were to see like scenes and like the
yeah.
scenes were great, I would probably
Yeah.
watch it. That's why I say
Okay.
I'm curious.
Okay. All right. Well, this one I'm actually really, really interested. On Borderline again. Can't wait for this one to come out because you know I love me some Power Rangers.
Mm.
So this is the Red Ranger becomes an adventure in another world. So we got Power Ranger fucking Isekai here. Love it. So Asagaki was the Red Ranger in the heroic Ranger Squad. During the final battle against their evil organization, he gave his life to guarantee their triumph. But fate had other plans, and he found himself reborn in an entirely different world, embracing his new role as an adventurer. He transforms into Kizuna Red and continues his pursuit of justice, helping those in need.
Mm.
This is borderline interested. Can't wait. I mean, this sounds
Yeah, I'm
cool
interested.
as fuck. It sounds cool as fuck. I mean, we already got Go Go Loser Ranger, you know what I'm saying? Like, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this one shakes up a bit.
Isekai Power Rangers. I think it'll be good. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be amazing though.
I think they're gonna make it simple. Like it's gonna be one of
Yeah, I
those
think
simple
it's gonna be
shows
a
where you
simple
watch
show.
it and you're gonna be like, "Oh, that was cool. All
Hmm.
right, moving on." So, all right, this next one is Grisai Phantom Trigger. So, what was once Mihama Academy, a sanctuary for young girls, has now been transformed into Sword, special organization for research and development, training school dedicated to fostering talent for national defense. Rina and Maki. This gives me ballerina, John Wick universe. Rina and Maki specialize in firearms.
Hmm.
Toka and Gumi excel in sniping. Chris handles explosives and data processing. And Murasaki is a skilled ninja for intelligence operations. Together, they take on cases too complex for the police and self-defense, repeatedly facing dangerous missions. This is the story of these young girls painted in blood and gunpowder. Um, I'd say low interested. Because again, I said this gives me very big ballerina vibes, and we've
Mm-hmm.
talked about ballerina before, how there's the Russian academy where the men train as like their front is they train as wrestlers, the girls train as ballerinas as a front, but
Mm-hmm.
secretly both groups are training to be assassins.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me those kind of vibes. So I'm definitely interested. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably check out a couple episodes or two
I know
if it's
this is not this first installment. I think it's like the second installment, maybe even the
yeah,
third one. Um, I'm curious. Don't get me wrong. It's a whole bunch of like anime girls, a whole bunch of different anime girl personalities. Like you're gonna have
mm-hmm.
the tsundere one, you're gonna have the quirky one. So and it's like I think from like the trailer that I was watching from like the first season, like each one is very has those very strong personalities. So
Yeah,
it's cool. Like I would watch it if I saw like some really cool scenes from it again,
yeah,
but it's probably not something I would just pick up.
yeah,
But some of the vibes that if it does have a Kame got killed vibes like that,
yeah,
every episode somebody's getting sliced up, gun pop, shot down, blown out of here.
yeah.
Then it could be something really good that I want to watch. But again, I will have to probably see a TikTok video of a scene
Yeah.
being played like that.
Yeah, true, true, true. All right, so the final two. I know y'all see this last one, just disregard it. So the final two, Ashura season two. So I am gonna say interested for this one only because I remember when we were watching Ashura season one, and we were both kind of just fucking really confused
Mm-hmm.
about how this show was gonna go. However, we kind of figured out towards the end that it was gonna kind of turn like these heroes have saved their respective regions of that needed to be saved as heroes, and then they're all culminating to do kind of like a battle royale style fight at the end of that. The only reason why I say interested and low interested is because I now know that it's all in dub, so I can go back to season one and kind of catch up, like understand it a little bit better. And I'm interested to see because the fighting was fantastic. I mean, the dude with the chanclas on, with the headband and the sword, he was super dope. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole character is super cool. The fighting is absolutely great. And you know, I don't ever turn down a good arena style fighting anime. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes down to like a bunch of blood and guts, and you know it has it in the show. So I'll definitely say interested. I might go back and rewatch the first season in English just to kind of understand it a little bit better because the first few episodes were confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
So, but I'm definitely low interested in this one.
I will agree. Definitely the lowest of interested possible. The first season was confusing as shit. Unlike you, I
Yeah,
did not finish the first season. It
yeah,
kind of just fell off for me, and only because I knew because again the animation was great, the fights were great, like all that shit was great. It was just like, what the hell is going on?
yeah.
Where are we going
What's the
with
plot?
this? You
Yeah,
know.
where's the plot at?
So I know with season two, it's going to be more obvious what the plot is, and we're going to kind of get
Hmm.
into that plot. And if it
Yeah,
just continues on with not being as confusing as season one, but continue on with the great fight scenes, great
yeah,
animation,
yeah,
then I know it's going to be a good show. But if it's still as
yeah.
confusing as season one was, I don't even want to watch it. I'm good on that one.
I don't even want to watch it. All right, so the last one. This is honestly like it's a cool concept, but it's still a not for me. Just not my cup of tea.
Hmm.
But it's called Zenshu. So after graduating from high school, Natsuko Hirose starts her career as an animator. Her talent quickly flourishes, and she makes her debut as director in no time. Her first anime becomes a massive hit, sparking the social phenomenon and earning her recognition as an up-and-coming genius director. Her next project is set to be a romantic comedy movie themed around first love. However, having never been in love herself, Natsuko struggles to understand the concept of first love, and as a result, she's unable to create the storyboard, causing the movie production to come to a standstill. One day, she passes out while working on her storyboard and wakes up in the world of her favorite childhood anime movie, A Tale of Perishing. Um, I mean, it's a cool concept, right?
Hmm.
We've already talked about the concept of having an anime about animators and manga writers, mangakas, and stuff like that. I think it's a cool concept, but for me, for others who might think it's super interesting, cool, but for me, it's I'm not gonna watch it. I'd
Yeah.
like to hear you talk about it if you watch it, but
I think I remember they made mention to this like Jump Festa 24 last year.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's going to be good. I think if
For those who
correct me if
like
I'm
this
wrong.
stuff, yeah, I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
definitely. It's 100% going to be slice of life. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Mappa Studios is actually animating this. So whoever the studios is, I'm pretty sure it's Mappa, but it could be someone else. It's
Yeah,
going to have great animation. I think it's going to have a great story. And if you are looking for a slice of life anime, and they've
yeah,
done this kind of concept before, where they had it was a
hmm,
manga about a manga writer. I
yeah,
can't remember the exact name of it. So it's
hmm,
kind of been done before. But this one, like the ending of the synopsis, kind of gave you a little quick plot
hmm,
twist where she wakes up in her favorite movie. So I think it's gonna be really good. But again, you're right. This is us. I'm not going to watch it. I know 100% I'm not going to watch it. I do hope though that it is as good as as I expect it to be.
yeah. I mean, not our cup of tea, but if that's something you really like and that's something you're cool in them, like, slow animes that are, just kind of realistic and, wholesome, then it'd probably be something that's really good. I kind of put this on here twice, but I'm gonna just go ahead and slap it up there because we already
It's
know
up there twice because it needs to be up there twice. So
because it
love it
needs
for
to
the
be up
win.
there twice. But
Definitely
um,
most can't wait for the whole season.
right? But that wraps it up for today's video, guys. We appreciate it. Again, we wanted to do something a little different than we usually do because just kind of reading off synopsises on a thing is a little different. But we got a lot of interesteds, a lot of can't waits, and good curiouses. I'm glad that everything is at least one or two above the Nas. But if we're going to do something like this, usually I know that we only talk about the ones we're looking forward to. So the Nas would have never even made it up there in the first place, or we would never talked about it. But I know that, you know, a lot of the times what we're interested in doesn't necessarily mean what everybody's interested in. We just wanted to let you know what is coming out there for those of y'all who don't already know. So let us know in the comments if you like this style of what's coming up next. But next week we will be doing our final season tier list, hot or not, hot or drop. Like
Hmm.
this is trash or this is ass. I don't know. So something like that. But we will see you guys in the next one. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Feliz Navidad, whatever you celebrate. But we
Happy
love you. We'll see you
holidays.
next time. Peace out. Peace
Peace.
out.